Hi guys, it's Misty from the Book Rat, and today it is time for a backlist love video. Everything I'm going to talk about will be listed and linked in the description below, as well as the full playlist for backlist love in case you want some more recommendations. So today is a little bit different. Most of the time when we do backlist love, we're taking a look at books that I have read and recommend that have been out for a while, and maybe you have forgotten about or never heard about when they were coming out, but every now and then I like to kind of change it up and show you some things that are on my shelves that I haven't read, but that have still been out for a while and that are backlist titles, and ask you guys your opinions on if they're worth that precious shelf space and if I should make a point to read them. So today we're taking a look at three sort of titles that have been out for a while that are just lingering on my shelves, and I want to know your thoughts. And they are all on a theme. So I've been kind of craving some urban fantasy and sort of like supernatural paranormal series, like that sort of popcorn supernatural that you just tear through like 15 books. I tend to crave those in the winter. Don't know why. And I have a bunch of them hanging on my shelves that I haven't gotten to. So, some urban fantasy-esque titles that have been around for a while, have quite extensive series by this point, that I have yet to delve into are the This Witch for Hire series. I don't know if that's the official name of the series, but that's the name of this bind-up, which has the first 3 books in it. The first of which is Dead Witch Walking. These are by Kim Harrison, and I have heard from a lot of people that they're super addictive and have great personality, and I want to say this one has been on my shelves for, we're creeping up on a decade, honestly. I got this back when I was still subscribed to the Book of the Month Club, and I think I haven't been subscribed to that since like 2009 or 2010, so maybe a little later than that, but either way, it's been a while. I don't know how many books are in this series. That's part, I think, of what keeps me from tackling some of these series, is because they're like 27 books long, and I'm like, do I really want to sign up for that? I like witchy things, and I like urban fantasies, and I do own it, so I probably should get to it sooner rather than later. Next we have the Dresden Files books. This is not the first book. I do have that somewhere. I have the first, like, many. I don't even know. And I think technically I did read the first book, but I never kind of continued with it, and I don't remember much of it, but I really like the TV series and was disappointed when that was canceled. So it was one of those things that I bought because of that, and because we had read it, the first book, in my book club, and everyone seemed to like it, and everyone that had read further in the series highly recommended continuing. But I felt a little lackluster about that first book. I know that with series like this, it can take a while to find its footing, to develop that world and those characters and that personality that kind of keeps you coming back. It doesn't always happen in the first book, so as much as I liked the TV series, I probably should have continued, but I never did. This, I don't even know which number this is. I feel like this is quite a ways into the series, and I maybe picked this up when Borders was closing, assuming that I would eventually get around to the series, but hasn't happened. And the last one, and I know where it is on my shelves, but I can't get to it currently, so I'm not bothering to dig it out, which means that I can't remember offhand who it's by or what it's called as a series. And even more than that, I'm not entirely sure that the title I'm going to tell you is the first book. There was a whole debacle with this, but The Last Grave on the Left series? Listen, I had wanted to read those books. I had heard good things about them, and when Borders was closing, I thought this is a great chance to pick them up. So Borders is closing. You can see from the multiple mentions of that in this video that these books have been hanging out of my shelves for quite some time. I picked up what I thought was the first couple of books in the series, and it turned out that I had like books 3 and 4 or something. I went to a different Borders a few days later, and I was like, okay, well this time I'm gonna get that first book, which is whichever title I had picked up the first time. I had in my head that that was the first book. So instead of thinking, no, you already bought that one, you need this one, I kept thinking the one that I bought was the one that I needed, and I bought the damn thing again. And again. 3 times. 3 times I bought the same book thinking it was the first in the series. I still can't recall if I have the first book on my shelves. I want to say that a friend on Goodreads who was like cracking up about the fact that I kept doing this ended up sending me the first book and was like, just here, just stop here. I just kept picking up the same damn 3rd or 4th book, which obviously prevented me from starting the series. And now I don't know what has prevented me, because they're just hanging out on my shelves. There you have it. Those are 3 pretty popular sort of urban fantasy and magical-ish extensive series that I have been meaning to read and do own and have just never started. If you are fans of any of these books, let me know. If you think that any of them are passes and I should just not even bother keeping them on my shelves, let me know that too, because I want to start digging into some of this stuff and either reading through and deciding whether it's a keeper or just getting rid of it if I'm not going to read it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, normally I leave a few weeks to a month in between Backlist Love videos, but I'm actually going to do something a little bit different this time because I thought it would be nice if I'm going to show you books that I haven't read on a theme, maybe I should show you some books that I have read. So actually next week, instead of having a big gap in between, I'm going to be doing another Backlist Love video that will feature some of my urban fantasy-esque series that I really do like and recommend. So make sure you stop back by for that because I have some favorites and some that I really need to get back into because I loved them. Until that video, that is all for now. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, happy reading!